Everybody, I'm Logan Alec. I'm a CPA. I own Choice Tax Relief. One of the things we do help people with is when they're having passport issues due to their tax debt, and that is the nature of our question today. It's from Melodic Living 2693, who says they're having issues finding out the status of their existing passport and whether or not it's been revoked while they work on a payment plan. They're over the $62,000 threshold for certification of tax debt by the IRS or the State Department. They say they've called the passport office. They don't have access to the system. The online State Department portal tells them their status is not available. They're not sure what that means. They want to know if there's a way through the IRS portal to see status updates about their passport. A couple things before I answer the question. First thing, Melodic Living 2693, is just because the IRS has certified your tax debt to the State Department, if in fact it has, does not mean that necessarily that your passport is going to be revoked. It can mean that, but more typically, they don't actually revoke the passport. They just prevent you from renewing it, or they prevent you from applying for a new passport. Okay, so that's typically what that means. Also, just because you are over whatever the threshold amount is for certification of your tax debt from the IRS to the State Department does not necessarily mean that that has happened. There are other requirements that must be met for your tax debt to be considered seriously delinquent and therefore certifiable by the IRS to the State Department. I've made a video about what those requirements are, what exactly seriously delinquent tax debt for passport purposes is. Link to that video at the top of the screen. But now to answer your specific question, is there a way through the IRS portal on the IRS, your IRS account, to see if you're gonna have passport issues? And the answer is yes. You're gonna look at your account transcripts, okay, for every year that you owe, and you're gonna look for these words. If you know what an account transcript looks like, it shows your balance for the year on the top of the first page and all that. And then at the bottom of the first page and on subsequent pages, there's all these transaction codes, right? So you're gonna look for this one. It'll say 971 passport certified seriously delinquent tax debt, okay? So that's what you're gonna look for on your account transcript. And then if there's not a reversal code, I think it's code 972, which is a reversal of that certification, then unfortunately your tax debt is still certified from the IRS to the State Department, has not been decertified. Like I said, this typically just causes problems with renewing your passport or getting a new passport. Doesn't necessarily mean revocation, though sometimes they do that. Good news is it sounds like you are currently working on a payment plan with the IRS for your tax debt. If your tax debt is currently certified with the State Department, then getting into a resolution like a payment plan, like an installment agreement, will then trigger the IRS to decertify your tax debt with the State Department, thereby releasing any passport issues, at least passport issues for tax purposes, with the State Department. So hope this was helpful. Melodic Living 2693, great question. I welcome these questions. I love answering these questions on my YouTube. If you have a question about tax debt or passport, specifically or whatever, please leave them in the comment section below. If you owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS and or your state, or you have multiple years of unfiled tax returns, you qualify for a free consultation with us here at Choice Tax Relief. You can give us a call, 866-8000-TAX. That's 866-8000-829. Or go to choicetaxrelief.com, fill out the form on the website. We will reach out to you. I have some other videos about passport issues and taxes on the side of the screen for your viewing pleasure and enjoyment. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.